What up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing something here with Casey that I've been really excited to do for a long time, and that is show her Seinfeld.
A show I have never seen before.
And it's a show about nothing.
What?
So Seinfeld is kind of known to be a show about nothing, or I should say about like very mundane things. Things that like you wouldn't think an episode could really be about. And it ends up being a very funny excursion. We're not starting from the beginning because going through the entirety of Seinfeld would just take so long. And also, I recently kind of just came to this realization. I don't feel like it was like this great epiphany I've had, but sitcoms were kind of meant to kind of jump on at different points in times without having to start from the beginning. Now, mind you, you're going to get more lore, and it's going to be a little bit more enriching if you started from the beginning, but we're not going to be doing that here with Casey. We're going to show her some of the best episodes. We've recently been doing this with South Park, and the episode I picked to start her off on is the Chinese restaurant, which is in season 2. And I will tell you, just to kind of give you a little bit of information going into it, but you'll learn it as you go too. There are 4 main characters of the show. It's Jerry Seinfeld, who's playing himself. George Costanza, short little bald man. Elaine, who you've seen before in like the MCU, but I think she was also known for another role in Veep or Beep or some shit like that. She won Emmys for it, if I'm not mistaken. And then Kramer, which you saw when they made fun of Kramer in South Park. Yeah.
It will be interesting kind of starting in the middle of it, but I mean, it's kind of like you said, and like we talked about this, when sitcoms used to be airing on TV before the era of streaming, I mean, you couldn't really always start from the beginning, and I don't think that it was necessarily meant to. I'm sure there's some people out there that are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing this, you're not starting from the beginning. But I mean, like we said, it would just take a long time, and this is just like our version of, I guess, speed running, introducing me to Seinfeld. I'm sorry if you don't like it, but this is, here we go.
So in this sit down and immediately after this episode, we're going to be watching the next episode, which is The Contest, which is jumping forward to season 4. I remember that one pretty vividly. But if you want to watch that now, you can do so by checking out our Patreon. You can also check out our full-length reactions to both of these episodes. And depending on how these 2 episodes are received, maybe we'll continue showing Casey more Seinfeld on the channel.
I'm on the street the other day, make a pay phone call, go overtime on the call.
Every episode starts open like this, like with his stand-up.
But is it him in character or him himself?
You just blew my fucking mind.
I've got the money right here.
I mean, he is playing Jerry Seinfeld.
You hear that?
But his name is also Jerry Seinfeld, right?
Yeah.
And he's also a comedian, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is making me want Chinese food.
I don't even care about cops. I want to see garbage men. It's much more important.
What?
You're never gonna stop crime. We should at least be clean.
Where is someone? I'm starving.
I think this is him right here.
Oh.
David Lopan!
Is Tatiana coming?
Well, I don't know. I have to call her, tell her where we are.
Wasn't he only like 30 in this? I think I saw a meme that was like 30-year-olds then, 30-year-olds now.
All right, 4.
I'll be 5-10 minutes.
Well, that's not bad, right?
What do you want to do?
Let's go someplace else. I am too hungry.
What? 5-10 minutes? That's such a good wait time.
You know, it's a public phone. You're not supposed to just chit-chat.
Jerry, get menus so when we sit down, we'll be able to order right away.
It's like glaring at him.
He knows I'm waiting. He sees me. He just doesn't want to look.
It's funny to watch shows before cell phones.
Hey, I offered you those cookies in my house.
Health cookies. I hate those little dustboard fructose things.
She's like me when I get hungry.
Did you see that? Those people, look, they're getting a table.
Well, maybe they were here from before.
No, they weren't here before.
They have a reservation?
Didn't those people just come in? I believe we were ahead of them.
Yeah.
No, they were here before.
Hey,
What? He just smiled at him?
anything happens here, can I count on you?
What?
If we decide to go at it.
He's like barely acknowledging you.
I'm gonna faint.
So that's you.
Me.
No, it's not fair that people are seated first come, first served. It should be based on who's hungriest.
Hangry logic.
I feel like just walking over there and taking some food off of somebody's plate.
I'll tell you what. There's $50 in it for you if you do it.
Is she gonna do it?
I'd take that deal.
How about you bitch? You make that deal?
I'd make that deal.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.
They won't do anything. In fact, You'll be giving them a story to tell for the rest of their lives.
I mean, the restaurant will just give you another one.
I know this sounds crazy, but the two men who are standing behind me are gonna give me $50 if I stand here and eat one of your egg rolls.
Is she using telepathy?
I think she's talking through her teeth.
Oh.
What did she say?
She chickened out.
Did you see that?
What were you telling them?
It seems like they have a fun friendship.
George, your phone's free.
Hallelujah.
Oh
Excuse me, I was waiting here.
I won't be long.
That's not
no!
the
Oh,
point.
it's the principal.
Ever display the slightest sensitivity over the problems of a fellow individual? No. No. A resounding no.
Hey, sorry I took so long.
Oh, that's okay, really. Don't worry.
All I needed was an apology.
So what happened with Tatiana?
We start to fool around, and it's the first time, and it's early in the going, and I begin to perceive this impending intestinal requirement
Oh no.
whose needs are going to surpass by great lengths anything in the sexual realm. I finally stop and say, Tatiana, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but I think it would be best if I left.
Awkward.
You said this to her after.
During.
Oh no.
So I'm dressing, and she's staring up at me, struggling to compute this unprecedented turn of events.
And you're about to call her?
I feel like she's not gonna want to see you again.
The only excuse she might possibly have accepted is if I told her I am in reality Batman. And I'm very sorry, I just saw the bat signal. Oh, she's off.
Is that right in her face?
Hey, what stinks in here?
Come on, I'll give you a table.
Excuse me.
It's been more than 5 to 10 minutes.
I know we were ahead of that guy. He just came in.
Oh no, Mr. Cohen always here. Mr. Cohen, very nice man. He live on Park Avenue.
What does that have to do with shit?
She must have waited and left because those people wouldn't get off the phone. I better tell them I'm expecting a call.
I got news for you. If we're making this movie, we got to get a table immediately.
All right, look it. Let's stop fooling around. Let's just slip him some money.
In a Chinese restaurant, do they take money?
What?
What else would they take?
Just slip him $20.
$20? It's more than the meal.
Not anymore.
That's so crazy to hear.
Come on, we'll divide it up 3 ways.
7, 7, 6.
What?
Okay, who's gonna do it?
Oh no, I can't do it. I'm not good at these things. I get flustered.
You.
Once I tried to bribe an usher at the roller derby. I almost got arrested.
What about you?
Oh, I can't do that. It's a guy thing.
I feel like they'd be more receptive of a woman.
It was your idea.
If there's anything you can do to get us a table, we'd really appreciate it.
What is your name?
Did you see it?
Here, take this. I'm starving. Take it. Take it.
Dennison 4?
Oh my gosh!
This is extremely embarrassing. My friend here apparently made a mistake.
Your name?
How much longer is it gonna be?
About 5, 10 minutes.
Oh no! You didn't get the money!
There seems to be a bit of a discrepancy.
So when are we gonna eat?
5, 10 minutes.
Y'all could have just went and got a hot dog.
We'll eat it in the movie.
What? Where do you think you're going? Do you think that they have big picnic tables there?
Stick it in the purse.
Let's just eat popcorn or something.
Cartwright?
I can't have popcorn for dinner.
Isn't that his call or no?
Well, they have hot dogs there.
I said hot dog.
Oh, movie hot dogs. I'd rather lick the food off the floor.
I like the movie hot dogs.
Excuse me, I'm expecting a call. Costanza?
Yes, I just got a call. I yell, Cartwright?
Oh, see, I thought it was.
I tell her, you're not here. She said curse word. I hang up.
He yelled Cartwright. I missed her.
Who's Cartwright?
Go to the movies by yourself. I'm not in the mood.
Well, me either.
Well, I can't go to a bad movie by myself. What am I gonna make sarcastic remarks to strangers?
Should we tell him we're leaving?
What for? Let's just get out of here.
Watch them get the table right now. Or right as they left, I bet.
Seinfeld 4?
So, your first episode of Seinfeld, what'd you think?
I liked it. I thought it was fun. I see what you mean, like just kind of mundane scenarios, but they made it funny, and then also you can kind of see like other aspects of their life kind of coming into play. But
Yeah.
I don't think I really needed much background knowledge. I mean, I'm sure maybe it would have enhanced it, but I kind of grasped what was going on really easily.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty simplistic, you know, three friends going out to a dinner, and then, like, you know, these things are pretty episodic in nature. I feel like there are some episodes that there's, like, carryover, but for the most part, it's like, okay, this situation, this is what's happening in this particular episode. And we didn't have any Kramer in this episode, which Kramer is a lot of people's fan favorite. So, I'm not gonna tell you how Kramer is in the show. I feel like I'll just let you see Kramer. But I really enjoyed this episode, even though it's been so many years since I've seen it. And I still think it holds up, to be honest. I mean, there's some things that are a little bit dated. Specifically, we're talking about payphones. But regardless, I really feel like this was like a blast from the past for me. And I'm really excited to keep showing you some of these episodes.
I thought it was really cool how they literally were in one setting the whole time, and they didn't even really go much into like even the rest of the restaurant. I mean, there was like some brief scenes, but
It's the waiting room.
It was just like, the waiting room, and then it was, you know, they kind of walked around, and I think that that's cool, and I feel like it takes a lot of like personality or like acting chops, you know, to like fill out a little space like that, especially in like a comedic sense. And it almost reminded me of like a play.
Yeah, you know, there were so many like common tropes that people, it's weird to call it a trope, but just common things that people have to deal with, which I said the payphone aspect, that's a little bit dated. But, you know, being hungry, being hangry, I guess like with Elaine there, seeing somebody that you remember their face but don't remember who they are, so you have this weird, awkward interaction. Weird interactions with like, you know, people like you're dating, like George had to deal with Tatiana and whatnot. All these things kind of came into play, which is why I feel like this show was so relatable, because you could see like little situations like that and be like, oh, I remember when this type of thing happened to me, you know? I think that's what made this show so funny. And also, it was a little bit edgy back in the day, in the 90s, like talking about just like sex and other stuff like that so freely. I don't know if a whole lot of other sitcoms did that before Seinfeld. So like I said before this episode, we're gonna watch The Contest right here and right now. And if you wanna watch it before YouTube, you can do that by checking out our Patreon. You could also watch the full-length reactions to this episode as well as that episode over there, where you sync up a copy of your Seinfeld with us and watch it from beginning to end with no cuts. But also drop recommendations down in the comments below for other episodes we should show Casey, and maybe we'll watch those after.